everybody. As you can see, we have our guest today, and this is a great show. We don't usually have people who actually they have their hands. Well, actually, before we start talking to our guest today, there is a few news here happened. Of course, Friday, the Cuban leader, a lot of people say dictator or whatever, but this guy, one of the few giant or heroes, stood to the American project in the Caribbean and the Middle East, Cuba. Castro died yesterday, age 90, so that was as Black Friday here, and everybody going to the mall to shop for products, an iPhone and a new televisions. Cuba has a Black Friday of losing their spiritual leader and very controversial figure, but you cannot deny the way this man and leader transformed Cuba from a plantation for corporate America to independent sovereignty nations. Also, as I was coming here, there was a truck in the front of me, and on the back, a bumper sticker saying, Muslims go home and take Obama with you. And I don't know what home is. So a lot of people will always ask us, where are the moderate Muslims when any misbehaving Muslims all over the world? And so I'm asking, where is the outrage from moderate racists in this country? We need to speak against those people. Also, on the other side, there is sign now popping out, lawn signs in the neighborhood where they say, "I love my Muslim neighbors." Some neighbors now, they feel like Muslims now, they singled out, and Islamophobia became a mainstream, and even Trump is making Islamophobia a patriotic act now. People are very outspoken now. The racist Muslim women been attacked to the street, shopping malls. Muslim students are been attacked, dragging and grabbing their hijab, and I think those Trump supporters the guy make it okay to grab women's whatever. We can say this on our television. Now I think his supporters are taking it literally and grabbing Muslim women's hijab, and it's just getting ridiculous. I don't know what the West, what is the beef, and why the West is fixated on Muslims women hijab. And I think hijab is the most powerful feminist symbol, more than just religious, and I think that bothers a lot of people. What's going on was we have our guest today, Dr. Hussam Al-Kizli, and he is a Syrian American activist, and he was managing a blood drive at the Islamic Center. Welcome to Blahdan, Dr. Kizli. And I know I met you, and we exchanged some emails here and there, and I always wanted to come and talk to you as somebody, your hand in the fire. So tell us a little bit about yesterday's event. It was Friday, and it was a blood drive. Tell us a little bit about that drive.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting. I'm really honored to be here within your show. That always see it all the time. It's a good show, mashallah. Yesterday we had a blood drive at our Islamic center. It's called North West Islamic Community Center, and we want to have the Muslim involved in the community and donate for the community and see that we make difference. So we've been encouraging Muslims to come and be part of that drive, among other many activities that that Islamic Center does for the whole community. So that's our second blood drive. We did one in March, and we had a very good turnout. And we had one yesterday in the Black Friday, and we told people, instead of going and shopping and unnecessary goods, come and save a life by donating a blood.
Interesting.
So yeah, we had a good turnout. We had about 34 people. They were willing to donate the blood. And because of some regulation, we had only 20 people they were able to donate. Of course, because...
you do this with another, we do it with what?
Yeah, we did it in a coordination with the Memorial Blood Center.
I see.
So Memorial Blood Center were very generous to us to come and help us in that holiday. Most of the people, they got holiday at that day.
Yeah.
And they were
There was about 7, 8 nurses there. This is a big project.
Yeah, we had a big staff, and they came started at 11 in the morning to set up the rooms, and we got people going on, and they've done at 6 p.m. So they missed their shopping, which maybe they saved some money, which is good for them. But yeah, and on the other hand, we were able to donate 20 people, so that will save a lot of people's life and over the countries here. You know, they're saying every 4 seconds there's someone need blood donation.
Wow,
so
they're really demanding.
There's very high demand.
You know, I went to one of the nurses and I asked her about the project, and I was joking with her about, you know, this is halal blood, and if a recipient know this is a Muslim blood, if you're like a Trump supporter have a trauma and he needs the blood, and you tell him this is a Muslim's blood, would he accept it? And you know, there is no sense of humor there. She wasn't the one to touch that. But speaking about the community at large and the support that you get from the community at large as a reaction to widespread Islamophobia that's really becoming available now after Trump's rhetoric and wins. Talk to us a little bit about your engagement with the community at large and the support that you get. People coming to your Islamic center. You see sign now, I love my Muslim neighbors and all of that.
Yeah, just to make clear, first of all, I'm not speaking on behalf of the board of Public Mosque Masjid. I'm a member there, so I'm just speaking of my experience. I go there in regular basis, almost daily, at least a few times a week, if not daily. So after the election, the Friday after the election, the result was like Wednesday morning. On Friday, many neighbors, non-Muslim neighbors around the Islamic Center there in Plymouth, they contacted us and they want to come and show us their support. So we had like a meeting, like a small meeting. We call it like a halaqa or circle. So we had like maybe around 10, 15 adult person came in with their kids, and they show us tremendous support, though they were almost crying from what they are feeling about our anxiety now, about having Trump and his supporters now taking the advantage of having their leader. So they are like, they give us a tremendous support, and every couple of days we had a letter or people came, just stop by. On Sunday we had a Sunday school, we had a family of wife and husband and their maybe 3 or 4 kids. They just stopped in by the Islamic Center, and that's their first time to come there, but they found that a chance after all these talking to come, and they show us their support, and they turn to be Jews, which and they understand completely the fear and the anxiety we are going through.
And this is very reassuring, because you know, having that building, when the Northwest Islamic Center started a few years back, it wasn't an easy thing. I mean, there was some kind of controversial and an issue of community, reaction to getting the Islamic Center in that building, which is a post office, right?
It used to be a post office, and they want to downsize this post office. They are, of course, as you know, they are federal budget and funded, so they want to downsize their building. So we've been looking for a Islamic center at this area for a couple of years before that. So we found that a good opportunity for us to be in the middle of the city and in a good location, and it was a big building, and so we bought the building and we constructed from the inside, and the post office, they rented part of the building from us again.
So you share the building with the post office?
Yeah.
So you can get the hate mail hand delivered.
Yeah, exactly.
Early in the morning or something.
Which is a good advantage for us to be with the post office, because no one can attack a federal building now.
No, well, but they do. Some people, they have something with the federal building. But the thing, it's a great story. This is the story of America.
Yeah.
Here, the post office in an economic crisis, and actually, you saved the post office.
We save them, we give them part of the building
Yeah.
to keep their
It's
business.
not the other way around.
No, no, no. And we got a lot of support during, you know, to buy the building and to have it licensed as a worship zone. We had to go through a lot of regulation and codes in the city. And I would say maybe all the city hall members and the board, they were supporting us. Of course, they had a hearing, and some neighbors, they came in, and even some distant neighbors, they came in, and they were hitting, like throwing bad words and hate words on us, and they don't want us. But that's, I would say, just maybe one or two or three.
Yeah. Usually
from
a
my
bad
experience.
apple.
Yeah. And they show as what the other side of us, you know. But no, the city hall and the other neighbor were completely in support for us, and
It's a beautiful building. I mean, I've been there yesterday, and it really, I mean, I didn't think it was that big. You have a huge hall there for events. You have classrooms. You have a praying place, and you have the moda, whatever they call feed baths. You know, this is very fancy. People can actually sit down and watch.
Yeah, that's really all built by the funding from the community, and and the dining hall now where we had the blood drive yesterday, it used to be a parking for the post office vehicles.
I see.
So we reshaped the whole that we like restarted from zero on that big area. It's few thousand square foot, so it's a huge building.
Nice.
And we are lucky to be there.
And that area was underserved. You know, the Muslim community expanding now.
Now we have to expand the area, and we have to expand the musalla where the people pray, because now we're having 2 Jum'ah prayers instead of 1, and we are barely can fit all the people. And the parking lot, we have to expand the parking lot.
There is codes and regulations. But tell us a little bit about. You know, the Syrian refugees really was in the news for the wrong reasons during the debate. And, you know, it's amazing that how few Syrians allowed in this country, no more than, I don't know, 10,000 or whatever.
Maybe 10,000, I believe.
The max. But you talk about millions. I mean, Turkey has about 3 million.
Turkey,
and Jordan has whatever.
1.
And we have 10,000 and everybody up to arms. So tell us about how you are dealing with this and the anxiety of the community. And also you were on a drive helping this community. By, you know, I think winter is coming there. It's going to be brutal. So you had some drive for taking winter clothes and actually took it to their camps there, or refugees.
Yeah, well, first of all, let's start from where the crisis started here. That's in Syria. So Syria population is about 25 million before the war, before the crisis. And now after the crisis, 6 million, they are out of the country as refugees, and 6 million inside the country that are displaced. Part of them, my close family member, part of them.
So half the country is...
Half of the country now, they are affected by, somehow by this war. We are not talking about who died, who passed away, who is missing, who is in detainees. We're not talking about these people. We're not talking about the disabled people yet. So half of the people, they are left their house. 6 million inside, 6 million outside. In Turkey, you can say there's 3 million. Jordan, 1.5. Lebanon, 2 million. You can imagine that the refugees in Lebanon, more than the population of Lebanon itself, or very close. So you can see how big the crisis is. And so these people, they wanna land to live. They wanna be safe. They wanna be secure. They don't have intention to hurt or to damage any country or any people. So I think we have obligation to them as a human being to help them. Even if you are in America, you are like few thousand miles away from Syria and from the crisis, but we have obligation. Our government here failed to save these people in their land.
And I mean, we had hands in that crisis. And our message
that's what I'm
saying.
Policy. Yeah, the political silent or the silent approval from the government here to let the Russian and the Iranian and the Syrian regime to do whatever they want. The silence here, so we are guilty somehow for this crisis, and we have as a human being, we have obligation to them to save these people. As I said, they just want to have a safe place to live. They want to have their kids to be safe and secure. They are not coming here, or they are not hating the people. They are not coming here to live in a welfare. Many Syrian people, they are very skilled, very talented.
And we have wonderful stories about talented and skillful Syrian refugees. I was talking to a United Nations member, active in Syrian refugees. This is a professor, British professor, and he was talking about, actually I met him in a Nobel conference, economic conference, and what motivates people, material or spiritual. And he was saying, when they take goods and help, hand out and take it to refugees, they actually turn it down. They actually, what they want their life, normal life back. They want job, they want place. So they're not into handout and living in a different country as a refugee. They want their normal life back.
Yeah.
And this is really fascinating that this is just missing from the story.
Yeah, and you can look back to the history of the, I want to be specific about the refugees, talking about the Syrian refugees. I know there's other refugees from all nations, and they are all, most of them, I would say 90% of them, 99%, they are a good example. But I'm not going to be specific about the Syrian refugees. If you look to the people for Syria who comes here and through many, many years, most of them, they are highly educated. Most of them, they settle here and they have a very good job. Their kids are very good behaved, and they are also highly educated. They do very good income. They contribute to the country in a very good way. And just to give you one example, it's Steve Jobs, who's the Apple founder. His dad is a Syrian from Homs. He's a Syrian immigrant, not a refugees, but at the end they're all the same. So I don't know if Trump heard about that or not. Could you imagine without Steve Jobs here, how we can handle all this technology now? How much we could be missing? Yeah. So that's just one example. There's too many good examples for the Syrian refugees, how they are contributed to this country and even in Europe.
But even in the Arab world, fear of refugee and Arab refugee and Muslim refugee in particular. I mean, we talk about a president that won an election that was saying we're going to ban people based on their religion. This is a scary things for guys in the Syrian community, because that's what he had in mind, I suppose.
So just to mention a point, I just heard today about Hillary campaign. They are pushing for recount. So let's hope for something will change.
Well,
but anyway,
the Green Party is doing that for them.
But I heard Hillary also campaign. They are contributing to that. But yeah, that's just
now she's saying that it's rigged. I thought that was Obama, Trump's things.
Yeah. But yeah, of course, I think Trump was saying that during the election as part of his campaign. He was just saying that to attract some voters, some minority voters who hates all non-white people. So I think it was...
Is there a campaign rhetoric? You think this guy is not serious about?
I don't think he has the power in his... Even if he's the president. I heard some states, governors, I don't remember exactly what state.
No, in New York.
But they said, yeah, I'm going to keep accepting refugees here. If he pass any law to prevent the refugees, we'll take him to the Supreme Court. So I don't think he has the whole power to prevent the Muslim or refugees from coming into the United States. And just our neighbor, Canada, they are accepting hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees. And
so small.
And here, what he's talking about is only 10,000 or maybe 15 or 20,000 what Obama was planning to bring. So here in Minnesota, I think we have 7, 8, 10 families so far. But
How many families?
I think not too many, but we have 10, I would say.
10 families?
10 families only.
Just
refugees. 10? That's the one I heard about, but of course, every few days, some people, they come, we don't hear about it.
I understand, but you're not talking about in thousands?
In Minnesota, I'm talking about Minnesota.
I understand.
Yeah, if you go to Detroit, you can see hundreds of families, like Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I don't know what the policy is exactly, how they bring them, where they settle, do they choose? I don't know exactly what the policy. But yeah, yeah, we would like to have more, of course. And the one they are here, I met some of them. They're already in the work zone. So they work in different places and they support. They're staying. They are not living in a food stamps or
welfare.
On welfare.
So what you know, when you are a newer, you know, newcomers and a refugee, well, I mean, you don't have your social network. So what you guys do to kind of ease the transition when somebody moved to Minneapolis or Minnesota?
So we try to help them in funding or social, and actually tomorrow, as we're speaking, there's an organization. I have the name in my email, but it's non-Muslim. It's cooperation
Social,
between Muslim and mostly from churches, and they've been doing a great, tremendous job to help the Syrian refugees to raise some fund for them. So tomorrow they are hosting in that Plymouth Masjid. They reserve this dining hall to host like a Thanksgiving dinner for Syrian refugees. So
Thanksgiving was a couple of days ago.
yeah, but they are doing for the refugees,
one.
special one for the refugees, because in Thanksgiving everyone was busy with their family. But now they want to help the refugees to help them feel like a family with the social. So they are hosting a dinner for them tomorrow.
And Thanksgiving is all about immigrants. It's the reverse.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the natives are welcoming the white settlers and give them good wills. And look what's happening now in Standing Rock in North Dakota, and look how cooperation is doing to the natives. So it really, it's just a fascinating turn of events and what the history of this country. And I'm just amazed how we came to this, you know, after 8 years of Obama and all these rhetorics, and now we have to look at the guy that overly and you know, espousing racism and Islamophobia as in a mainstream.
Winter clothes drive that we did for Syrian refugees here at the Islamic Community Center. So we had the project started in September, early September, and then we were planning to send the first shipment in October 17. And we got too much clothes from Muslim, non-Muslim. I don't know how the war spread out, but we had too much clothes. Like we have about I'd say maybe 700 big bags, like 40, 50 gallons bags. We sort them, we bag them, we seal them, and then we ship them. We ship the first bag in the mid-October. Then we have more bags keep coming in. So we shipped the second bag just like 10 days ago. So you can help if you hear about any activities. You can help by either donating used or clean winter clothes, or you can donate money. There's an organization called SAMS, Syrian American Medical Society. They are doing a great job on the ground in Aleppo, especially right now, from what we are hearing about bombing Aleppo all the time. So they are establishing hospitals, and they are ship medical equipment, medical medications to the people of need on the ground. So you can Google SAMS, Syrian American Medical Society, and you can contribute to them. And just
tune in. We're gonna have their website on screen, and just stay with you know, with our website. We'll have the information how you can help. Dr. Kazli is a Syrian American activist involved with the community here, and try to tell the Syrians refugees a story in a time now where you know, Islamophobia became a mainstream and became a patriotic activities all over this country. We'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum, and God bless you all.
Every year. In the last 2 days, 2 more hospitals were destroyed, which are the largest hospitals that are doing surgeries and taking the trauma patients. Every day there are massacres, and right now the space for treating these patients is shrinking. In addition to the shortage of the medicine, IV fluid, antibiotics, pain medicine, suture sets, and of course the shortage of doctors. Every 17 hours right now in Aleppo, there is a targeting of healthcare facility. Every 60 hours, there is a targeting and killing of a healthcare worker. In the last 144 days, there were 143 attacks on healthcare facilities in Syria committed by the Syrian government and its ally, mostly Russia, and 1/3 of them happened in the city of Aleppo. So right now, to be a medical worker in Syria is the most dangerous job on earth. And in spite of that, we have doctors and nurses in Syria, and Aleppo especially, who want to continue to save their lives, but they need to be protected.
So, Dr. Sahlul, could you say then where people are going now? You're in touch with medical personnel in East Aleppo. Where are people going now to seek medical treatment?
There are still small medical facilities that are open and treating patients. They're semi-destroyed or partially destroyed. There are some basements of buildings that our doctors are treating their patients. When I was in Aleppo, I visited 7 medical facilities. These are hospitals that were in Aleppo before the crisis. And so few of them are very small, and they do not have the capacity to treat victims of trauma or victims of chemical weapons, as we were seeing in the last few days. But in spite of that, they are opening some of their spaces that are not destroyed to keep accommodating the patients. Healthcare is one essential part that keeps a city going. And if you destroy every facility or medical facility, that means you are destroying the neighborhoods, you're destroying the city. And that's why it's very crucial to keep anything that will keep providing medical care to the physicians.